Hello, myself Rekha Damur from Paramguru Pathshala English Medium School, Sarsa. Today I am going to discuss the first chapter of SPCC of Standard 12th Commerce. Name of the chapter Bank Correspondence. It is from first part of SPCC. Topic covered Introduction and meaning of bank correspondence. Dear students, the first part of our SPCC is commercial correspondence. In this part, we will study about all types of commercial correspondence like correspondence with banks, correspondence with government departments, interdepartmental correspondence, employee related correspondence, insurance letters, etc. This section is important for your board exam. Now we start our chapter. Bank correspondence. First we discuss about the introduction of bank. We all aware by meaning of bank. Generally, we mean that bank is that institution which accept deposits and provide finance. You can understand the meaning of bank from these points. First point is integral part of trade and commerce. Bank is an integral part of trade and commerce, economic dealings, and financial management of any nation. We all know that in the trading, commercial activities, financial management of any company, banks play an important role. There are many and large amounts transactions made by banks. So, bank play an important role in all this. From the common man to a big industrialist, from an actor to a politician, every person takes the services of banks. Next point is reveals the economic condition. We assume the financial economic condition of any individual by their banking transactions. How much transactions they do, how much amount is deposited in his account. Like this, the functioning of banks also reveals the economic condition of any nation. If in our banks deposits are more and transactions with another countries are more, we can say the economic condition of our country is well. Next point is two main functions. We all aware that banks perform two main functions. We have already discussed in the meaning of bank. Do you know which they are? Yes, they are to provide finance and to receive money. Banks provide various services to their customers. Banks also provide ultra modern facilities. So, next point is provide ultra modern facilities. Along with various services, banks also provide ultra modern facilities like online services, and second is mobile banking. In online services, banks provide bill payment service, fund transfer, railway pass, investing through internet banking, etc. And in mobile banking, banks provide services like account balance inquiry, account statement inquiry, check status inquiry, checkbook requests, fund transfer between accounts, credit or debit alerts, etc. Due to online and mobile banking, banking facilities have become speedier and customer oriented. We all aware about it. We do all our transactions with online banking and mobile banking. The next point is an apex bank regulates rules for all banks. There are many types of banks in our country, such as nationalized bank, cooperative banks, private banks, industrial banks, and agricultural banks. Now, the question is who regulates these all banks? Okay. How these banks functioning smoothly? All you know the answer. We have discussed already. The answer is an apex bank. An apex bank is the main bank of the country, or we can say that it is the head of banks. In a country, only one apex bank is there. In our country, our apex bank is known as Reserve Bank of India. And Reserve Bank of India formulates rules for all types of banks and regulates to them. So all banks continuously perform their services and smoothly they work. Now we discuss about bank correspondence. Any communication with bank should take place in a simple style, precise language, and in a prescribed format is known as bank correspondence. In bank correspondence, the format of letter is mostly prescribed, means already decided format used for bank correspondence. In this correspondence, we have to use precise language. For the meaning of bank correspondence, we know the meaning of bank correspondence in detail by these points. First is secrecy. Secrecy should be maintained as it deals with money matters. We have to maintain secrecy when we correspondence with bank. We all use debit card, credit card in it. We maintain secrecy for our PIN. Why? Because there is a risk of fraudulent incidents. We all know our PIN is limited for us. We cannot disclose our debit cards or credit cards PIN with other persons. Next is precision and punctuality. Precision and punctuality are highly needed in bank correspondence. We must be punctual in bank correspondence. Then we get proper services at proper time. In bank correspondence, account number and the types of accounts means savings or current account should be clearly mentioned. When we write the letter to the bank, we must write our account number and which type of account is held in the bank is clearly mentioned by us. Next point is date. Another important thing is that the date. The date must be written in the letter. It is used as a proof on which date or day we correspondence with the bank. We use that letter as a reference in future and we secured from any loss. Next point is amount. It is also important in the letter is amount as and when any amount is to be mentioned in the bank correspondence, then it should be written in figures as well as in words. Generally, the amount in words is written in the brackets. It is necessary because not any misunderstanding about amount and the reader can read it properly. Our next point is communication takes place for two reasons. Normally, communication with the bank takes place for the two reasons. First point is request letter written to the bank, and second is complaint letters written to the banks. First is request letters. Request letters written to the banks for the following reasons. The first is to open an account. When we want to open an account in the bank, it is called request letter. For that, the prescribed form is available in the bank. We have to duly fill that prescribed form to open an account and submit it along with essential documents. When we went to the bank and filled this prescribed form to open an account, it is also called request letter to open an account. Second is to stop payment of the check. When we lost our check, we have to inform the bank to request to stop payment of the check. Third, to get overdraft. If we have not sufficient fund in our account and we want or we need more amount from our account, so bank provide us overdraft facility. we withdraw money from our bank, access from our deposits. So that time we write request letter to get overdraft facility. Fourth is to close an account. If we have no need of any account or not transactions are made from that account, we have to close that account. So then we have to write the request letter to the bank to close an account. Fifth is to open a Demat account. We all familiar with Demat account. Demat account is required for share transactions and any other securities. So when the person want to purchase the shares of any company or make a transaction for shares or any other securities, he want to open Demat account, and then he write to open a Demat account later. 6. To get educational loan. When the student want to get educational loan, the request letter is written to the bank to get educational loan. 7. To get locker facility. We all have fear for our precious jewelry finance which we store in our home. Lockers are safe for that, so we need to locker. Banks provide the locker facility to us for security of our precious jewelry and also fun. So that time a request letter is written to get locker facility. Next point is to get facility of credit card, debit card and ATM card. We all know that from the use of credit card, debit card and ATM card, our life is very easy. We can easily do our daily work. So, to get facility of credit card or debit card or ATM card, request letter is written to the bank. Next point is to inform the loss of the above cards. Means to inform the loss of the credit card, debit card and ATM card. If we lose our credit card, debit card or ATM card, we have risk to lose our fund. So we have to inform the bank about it, and the request letter is written to the bank to inform the loss of the above cards, means credit card, debit card or ATM card. Now we discuss the second reason for which we have written the letter to the bank. It is complaint letters. Complaint letters written to the banks. First is letter complaining about the wrongful dishonor of the check by bank. If we have balance in our account but our check is wrongfully dishonored by bank, we have to write complaint letter to the bank for the same. The next point is letter drawing attention towards an error in the bank statement or passbook. Sometimes we have seen that in our bank statement errors are made by the bank. One of them, if the entry is made in debit side instead of credit side, or wrong amount is mentioned in the passbook, the person need to write a complaint letters to the bank to drawing attention towards an error in the bank statement. The last point is letters complaining about the rude behavior of the bank employee. If any time employee of a bank have not given proper answer or use inappropriate words with us, we should write complaint letters to the bank. So, our first chapter is bank correspondence. From it, we discuss the introduction and meaning of bank correspondence. Next time, we discuss about the request letters written to the banks. Okay, and one by one, we discuss about the example of that request letter. Now, our topic is complete here. Thank you to all.